across the wall, but you can just say Gamar Tov. That's showing
Perfect.
off a code
Oh,
like good
well,
ending.
Gamar Tov.
Gamar Tov. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go teach you that later. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything because that's happening. We'll start a minute or just do this. Alright? But I'm actually gonna
I'll be looking for you. She already came and talked to the page.
So whatever it is, you're gonna roll.
Yeah, so we'll just do it. I think I want to see if I can see her. Mama's coming in. Soft script. They're coming in. If you want to help, take me over. They'd be happy to share with you. Sure?
I'm just making sure.
Welcome. We transition from Shana Tova Umtuka, wishes for a good and sweet new year, to Gamar Tov. May we all be concluded for a good year, a good conclusion, a year of life. We light our Yom Kippur candles, and for those of you who lit your Yom Kippur candles at home, hope you did it after you ate, not before. Little Yom Kippur trivia. But now together as one community, we light the Yom Kippur candles. We call up Maddie Netleznik. We turn to page 9. As she comes up, a reminder that in a moment, we rise for an extended period before the open ark. For those who are not able, of course you should sit down as you see fit and need.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahamlik ner shel Yom HaPurim. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Yom Kippur.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Yom HaKippurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'higimanu lazaman hazeh. Amen.
Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might. Give us life, upholding the life within us and bringing us to this time.
Amen.
Amen. As we turn to page 14, I want to welcome all of you, especially those we may not have seen who may have been ill or out of town on this Yom Kippur. To our guests who are with us, welcome. We are all one community, and over the course of the next 22 hours, here or wherever you may be, there are 3 things that are our starting point. First, we have to find the courage to forgive ourselves. Then we have to be able to ask forgiveness of others when they come to us. And finally, as we have been forgiven by them, we have to forgive them as well. And only then, as a community of strangers and family and friends, do we turn to God, hoping for a year of life and forgiveness. Kol Nidrei, which some trace to the 15th century, is really much older. As far back as the Talmud, there were vows the Jews recited when they turned to God and said, I am human, I am fallible, I will make mistakes. Given we hope the blessing of another year of life, there is nothing more powerful than saying, I know I'm going to mess up in the next year. I pray that I can find it in my heart to forgive you. I pray that you can find it in your heart to forgive me. We come clean before those we love, and that may be the hardest thing of all. What will you do with another year of life? We turn to page 14. As we stand before the open ark, we prepare. We prepare as we read responsively. Yom Kippur, the Jewish people's festival of the soul, and Kol Nidrei, its sacred portal, a night of deep emotions, a night, as the psalmist wrote, to rejoice with trembling.
We rejoice at the sound of Kol Nidrei, rhythmic words of release from vows, oaths, and promises to God we fail to keep.
We tremble at the melody, music of spiritual amazement. It fills us with awe as we stand before God and Torah.
We rejoice that we stand together, strengthened by community in this hour of shared weakness and humility.
We tremble, for tonight we confess our flaws, admit our imperfection, and acknowledge a power far beyond our understanding.
We rejoice that we commit ourselves to great endeavors because we feel so deeply and think so nobly.
We tremble, for we find that our ideals are far greater than our ability. Our promises surpass our might.
We rejoice in the freedom that is Kol Nidrei's true gift, the freedom to begin a new year without fear of failure, to aspire to be God's image in the world.
We rejoice with trembling and enter Kol Nidrei to face our humanity, page 16.
Ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha. Ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha. Zaru ala tzadik ula yishre lev simcha.
V'shiva shel mala, v'shiva shel mata, al dat hamakom, v'al dat kahal, anu matirim lehitpalel im ha'avyarnim. Together, with one voice, assembled sages, past and present, declare, all may pray as one on this night of repentance. Let none be excluded from our community of prayer. With one voice, God and congregation proclaim, all may pray as one on this day of return.
Let all find a place in the sacred assembly.
page 18, as we take the Torahs from the ark.
This one. No, you got it. You're good. Here we go. Who's getting the point up? Oh boy. Sorry. You got the big one. That's not too bad.
Kol Nidrei ve'hasarei va'karamei va'konomei ve'kinuei ve'kinusei Shavuot. The Kol Nidrei ve'asarei אחר וקוnon me vikinoise ulshavut Sabana uda acharina Mad Yom Kippurim Abba. Aleinu. Kolon ikarad naleon. Velakayamin Nidrana La Nidrei.
We read together in English on page 19 at the bottom. Give us
the strength to keep our promises, the sacred vows of partners in marriage, the promises of love and care between parents and children, the promises of duty between citizens and country,
the oaths of doctors, the sacred trusts of teachers. Give us the strength to keep our promises to our friends and colleagues, to those who live with us and depend on us, to those who work for us and those for whom we work, to those who pray with us and for those for whom we pray,
to those we love and those we serve. Give us courage to keep our promises to ourselves, to one another, and to future generations.
Vanislach l'chol adat b'nei Yisrael v'lager hager b'tocham, ki l'chol ha'am bishgaga, all shall be forgiven. The entire community of Israel, the stranger who lives in your midst, for all have gone astray in error. Slach na la'avon ha'am hazeh. Moses prayed to God, as you have been faithful to this people ever since Egypt. Please forgive their failings now, in keeping with your boundless love. V'sham ne'emar v'yomer Adonai salachti kidvarecha, and God responded, I forgave as you have asked. As we turn to 22, we return the Torah to the ark. We close the doors, but we remain standing for another moment.
Et Adonai amevorach. Baruch Adonai.
We remain standing. We turn to page 25 as the ark doors are closed. We read together responsively. Day and night are yours, creative spirit of the universe, the muted colors of twilight, the radiance of dawn. Yours are the spreading wings of light, the deepening shadows of darkness, an ever-changing drama.
In the human heart, too, the struggle between darkness and light unfolds. From sunlit heights of generosity, the human heart sinks to the gloomy depths of selfishness. Although we fall, you give us the strength to rise again. You call on those who hurt through word or deed to break free from wrongdoing and return to you. All who hear your call to goodness are embraced. All who reject emptiness and evil find acceptance from you.
We come into your presence this night of Kol Nidrei, aware that our shortcomings and weaknesses are many. Yet encouraged by your promise of forgiveness, we choose freely the path of repentance, restoring wholeness to our lives and holiness to the world. Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk.
Page 28. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen, Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malachuto Olam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
be seated as together we continue on page 30 and then 32 in English. You shall love Adonai your God with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your strength. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of Egypt to begin with. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Adonai your God is true. As we move to page 40, we begin to move out of this somber but still serious evening. We reflect on the challenges of the coming year. We pray that we'll have opportunity for another year of life. But here and now we give thanks for freedom, the freedom to live, the freedom to make our choices, the freedom to retell our stories in each and every generation.
Adonai, mi chamo canedar bar kodesh, dorai Lord, o sefele. Malchutaka rauzanecha, mokeyam lif Moshe uMiriam, zelianu va'amru, Adonai Eloh leolam. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני ברוך הוא וברוך שמו גאל ישראל.
Page 42 and 43. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars, waiting with their light for a time. I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free.
Amen. kores ukat shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Israel ve'al Yerushalayim.
As some of you have heard me say it so many times, you're tired of hearing it. The tefillah is the central section of our prayer service. It changes with the days and the seasons and the times. And so this version of tefillah has a special insertion that God of life will remember us into life, that we will be inscribed in the book of life. We say it, but we don't really think about it, because what if we did? The rabbis tell us that on Kol Nidrei you bless your children, and that it is the most important blessing of the year. You bless your children as if you might never say another blessing in your life. You are confronted by the reality of the book of life. In the next 22 hours, who will you bless? Who will you speak to? Which walls will you take down? With all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. Are you awake? Because only truly awake from our stupor will we say the things we've been waiting our whole life to say. We rise and we ask, are we truly awake?
Adonai Sepherdai Tiktak Uthi Akita Hilateta Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise, so I may declare your praise. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la Ata Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וצוחר חסדי אבות באימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שאור ואהבה.
Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen. We read together on page 49. Tefillah is a journey from the God of the ancients to my rock and my Redeemer. On most nights you stand on the holy summit of Tefillah and see before you a land that calls out for redemption,
for healing, for peace,
a world that needs you. Kol Nidrei is different. Tefillah tonight is an inward journey that takes you deep within yourself,
pierces you to the core.
You stand on the holy summit of this Tefillah and see before you the land within, a weary soul yearning to be forgiven, longing to be loved. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezratzah. Blessed are you in our lives, Adonai, shield. Turn to page 58. Timloch atah, you and you alone, Adonai, will reign over creation upon Mount Zion, home of your presence, and in Jerusalem, a city set apart by you. As the psalmist believed, Adonai will reign eternally, your God, O Zion, for all generations. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Kadosh atah v'nora shamecha ve'en Elohai mi baladecha. Katuv v'kipa Adonai Tzebaot b'mishpat.
Please be seated. There are some wonderful readings in this prayer book. There are a whole lot of wonderful readings. And so you can take some time between now and page 80 to reflect on any one of them, or, if brave enough, to start to think about who you owe a call, or a letter, a text, what work needs still to be done, the work of Yom Kippur. Of course, if there's too much, there's still a lot of great readings. We take some time for silent prayer. I don't know, John. What does one do when one knows what needs to be said, but deep down you want to be liked and you know it's not what people want to hear? I don't know, John.
Rabbi, I know what you are. I think the congregation knows what you are too. You are farblungit right now.
Yes, farblungit, our word for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. If you weren't with us for Rosh Hashanah, ask someone in the congregation for a definition. Soon, they'll give you many. Okay, everybody's farblungit, as we've learned. The country, our families, the world, Israel, America. But that doesn't answer the question of my role as a religious leader at a terribly divisive and demanding time.
Do I have the answer to all your problems?
You do, that's wonderful.
Yes, I'm building a theme park, and you can be my first rider.
A theme park?
That's right, an amusement park even, one perfectly attuned to the needs of our farblungit times. Your sermon inspired me. I need just about $50 million, and I'll be ready to go.
What will your theme park be called?
Why, Farblungit Land, of course.
Wonderful.
Yeah, of course. All right, Maestro. Rabbi, come here. Come on, sit down. Take a load off of those feet right here.
Okay, here. Now try to imagine a whole land filled with rides, like the Farblungit roller coaster that shakes you up and never takes you anywhere. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Yeah. Or the Farblungit tilt, a whirl that turns so fast and so much that you're too nauseous to make a decision. And the central attraction, oh, this one's my favorite, the tunnel of Farblungit. Come on, ride with me. Ride with me. Hey, ride with me. We're going to have to work on that. It's in the works. It's in the works. 50 million pays for a lot of music. Right. Absolutely. All right. It turns dark. And we're riding down the river, nice and smooth, relaxing, and we're passing all of the disturbing events of the year. Just let them go. Let them go.
Feeling better already, but wait. Look over there. That high school, Colorado. 15 children were killed by their classmates in 1999.
Rabbi, don't focus on that. Ooh, look over there. I think we're having guacamole and chips at the Yom Kippur break the fast.
I do love guacamole.
I know you do.
I'm feeling better already. Wait, Sandy Hook, 13 years later. 26 and 7-year-olds shot to death at their elementary school in Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Rabbi, hey, look. I have this awesome app on my phone, and it helps me find the closest and cleanest public toilets all over Fort Worth.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
That is helpful. There are a lot of times I'm far from the temple in my home, and sometimes I don't have time to get to a Starbucks.
Yes, there you go.
There you go,
Rabbi.
What was I thinking about before?
Yeah, that's it.
What was I thinking about?
Yeah, that's it.
Feeling much better
Yeah,
already.
good. I'm glad to hear that. For Blungit.
Wait. San Bernardino, California, 2015, December 2nd. The Inland Regional Center, 16 dead, 24 wounded. And this time we did something. I know we did, right? Right, I know we did something.
Rabbi, look! That football player is taking a knee during the national anthem. What should we do about that?
You're right, John. I mean, he has a right to free speech, but he works for the owners. Yeah. But he's a role model.
Yeah.
It's a very serious question. I'll have to spend a lot of time thinking about it and working on some sermons about it. But wait, Orlando, June 12, 2016, 50 dead and 53 injured at the Pulse nightclub. Just dancing, just trying to enjoy a night out. Someone's sons, someone's daughters, dead.
Rabbi. Yeah. Oh, Rabbi. Did you hear that there's a place in Fort Worth near 8th Street where they put liquid nitrogen in ice cream to freeze it?
Really? Is that safe to eat?
Oh, yeah, it's safe as sugar. They call it creamistry. I know how you like ice cream. You should rest. Take a break. Go try it. Let me know. I know you love ice cream.
You're making me feel better already, John. What a great ride.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Thanks, yeah.
Yeah, ice cream. Yes. But But wait, it hasn't even been a month since Orlando. 5 police officers killed, 9 wounded during a peaceful rally in downtown Dallas. He just stood there and picked them off, helpless. They were protecting us, and he killed those police, one by one by one. Surely that was the tipping point to rally the country. Surely that was enough.
Rabbi, did you know that you can get Siri to curse at you on your new iPhone?
I haven't been taught that yet. Oh, wow.
Siri, can you say...
Oh, wow. Well, that's great.
More later.
Wow, okay. Wait a minute. October 1st, 2017, Las Vegas. 59 dead, 851 injured, 422 from gunfire. A gunman opens fire from a room in a high-rise hotel and starts shooting guests at a music festival. Again, he just stands there shooting. It takes the police so much time to get to him. Helpless against the weapon, he has spent hours and days sneaking into the hotel. Even more citizens with more guns would not have saved their lives.
Oh, Rabbi, I know that you love popcorn at the movies. Did you know that I read on the internet that if you pop the kernels in half grape seed oil and half butter, the kernels come out crispy, buttery, and not soggy at all?
Really? Popcorn that's buttery but crispy? I've got to try that. I feel much better already.
Good.
I'm going to watch a movie and make some popcorn tomorrow night, not tonight. But that's great. What a great idea. But wait, Parkland, 7 months ago, Marjorie Stoneman High School, 17 teenagers killed. But now the outcry is deafening. Students take to the streets. Finally, we engage in thoughtful conversation as a nation. Finally, we stop the name-calling, the excuses that avoid any attempt to cross the border to solution. Finally, we wake up to the horror. Wait, Santa Fe, Texas, 3 months later, 8 high school students and 2 teachers dead. But the local minister has a response, something that will bring me hope and guidance. I know he has something to comfort the bereaved. I know what he says will bring me clarity. What did he say to his flock to bring them comfort? What? The shooting was the result of our lack of prayer, secular culture, and sin? That was the only answer the community leaders offered to Santa Fe, Texas?
M-I-C. I see I need something bigger. K-E-Y. Why? Because he's farblunted, that's why. M-O-U-S.
What?
Oh, Rabbi, did you hear that Disney World is building a Star Wars-themed hotel at Hollywood Studios in Florida? Guests will wear Star Wars-themed clothes, stay in Star Wars-themed rooms, and play out Star Wars adventures every time they're in the hotel, and it'll be connected to the Star Wars ride. Pew, 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 I love you. I know.
I wonder if I'll need a fast pass to get to that ride. I wonder what it'll cost to stay there. Start saving up now.
Yeah, that's it. You want to go.
Great idea.
Yeah, you
Star
want to
Wars
go.
theme ride. What was I thinking about?
No.
What was bothering me?
No.
Well,
Listen, Rabbi. I wouldn't...
No, I can't. I can't be distracted anymore.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I have to get off the ride.
Don't get off the ride before it comes to a complete stop. That, Rabbi, would be a really, really bad idea.
What is the role of a congregation when the world goes insane? Is it a sanctuary from, a hiding place? What is the definition of a country that is failing? Maybe the death of thousands of children while no one is able to hold a conversation without screaming at each other. Or worse yet, making excuses for inaction. But wait, thousands, Rabbi? Hyperbole. And you're right. In fairness, the government does not define a mass shooting unless there are at least 4 victims. And there is no evidence of gang activity, domestic violence, of terrorist acts. So actually, we don't even count the majority of gun deaths in this country. And that makes me feel much, much better. As a rabbi, I knew this was the most troubling issue I could address in a country with many, many troubling problems. But I also knew that I was a guest, a visitor, a new rabbi. I knew that I owed it to you to get to know you, to learn and to listen and try to understand a world that was different than my own. There's another problem. When you talk about guns in a state that loves guns, in a city that loves guns, and in a congregation where many of our members only feel safe, even in the temple, carrying guns, then there's something to worry about. And it's much, much worse than the risk of getting fired. The risk is that people simply won't listen. Well, those who agree with me will listen and be happy. And some of those who disagree with me will cut me slack for being naive. And the rest will probably just zone out, think about how long until they eat. And then nothing changes. Nothing was accomplished. Words were wasted. They just dissipated into the air of the sanctuary. I will have accomplished nothing, and children will continue to die. And it's even harder when we don't know how to begin a civil conversation. How do we discuss an issue that seems to have no answers? And I know that some of you don't even want to have this conversation in the temple. Why invest the effort when we know that no one will agree and nothing will change? And we might lose a few friends in the process. That's high risk and potentially very low reward. So what do we know? Well, we don't know much. We know that guns lead to higher suicide rates, but we really can't prove that. We think easy access to guns makes these crimes more common and more deadly, but we know that for the many cities that have tougher gun laws and lower crime rates, there are outliers. Cities with tough gun laws and far worse crime. We do know the following. We know that in the United States there are 88 firearms per every 100 people. And for the very small number of us in this sanctuary who don't own a gun, don't tell the people sitting next to you. We know the next country with the highest percentage of gun ownership after the United States is Yemen, with 54 guns per 100. We know that from 1982 to 2011, there was roughly one mass shooting every 200 days. We know that from 2011 to 2014, there was one gun mass shooting every 64 days. And that's just the ones under the definition of mass shootings. We know there are at least 300 million guns that we know of in America. We know that in countries such as Australia, guns involved in mass shootings in the 1990s were banned, and no comparable mass shootings ever followed. And we know that guns alone are not responsible for the rise in suicides. Guns are not responsible for all the mass shootings. Guns are not responsible for the loss of civility, the breakdown of order, of course. Part of the problem is we have so little research because no one really wants to study the issue. Excuses are easier to come by when we're all ignorant. So at the end of the day, much as I love a good action movie with lots of explosions and profanity, in real life I'm actually somewhat conflict adverse, which means I like to scream a lot in my car but not on the bema, which thanks to cell phones means people no longer think I'm schizophrenic. So I keep putting this off. And you may ask, what changed today? Why take the risk? One shooting, and then another, and then another. If you're silent while children die, you've either come up with a really great rationalization, or perhaps it was hearing the words of Rabbi Joel Mosbacher, whose father was shot by an employee 17 years ago in Chicago, and decided he wasn't the one to do it. But after Newtown realized he had to start an organization called Do Not Stand Idly By, which takes its name from tomorrow morning's Torah portion, when the blood of your brother is spilled. Imagine Joel's shock, Rabbi Joel Mosbacher, when people took to the internet to say that any attempt to take away guns was not only naive, but made Rabbi Mosbacher a putz and a Nazi sympathizer. And finally, Parkland. And suddenly all my rabbinic colleagues around the country were on the bima, screaming, fighting, demanding. But not me. I would not get caught up in a moment that I knew would pass. So last February, I did get up on this bima, actually in there, and I said, we must do something as a religious institution, as a place that cultivates holiness. We have an obligation. But I made clear in that sermon, I was not advocating any one approach. I made it clear it was not a political sermon. I did not speak about the NRA. I did not blame anyone. The problem has been going on too long. It's too complicated. It transcends easy answers. And finally, if I force a response, it's mine. It's not yours. It's not ours. You can tune me out if you don't agree. And it lets you off the hook. And that's part of the problem. We must offer a plan, not just me. And yes, it may not be what I would do, and it may not be what you would do, and that's okay. See, I can take all the stands I want on my own time. But we must all be a part of the discussion of what Beth-El, the house of God, will do. If you believe the temple has an obligation to do something when our society is powerless to save children from being shot in our schools, then you have to speak up. So I gave this sermon last February with no easy answers and no recommendations. None. And I said, you have until Rosh Hashanah to give me an idea that we can use. And if you can't do it by that date, I'm going to speak out. I think most of them thought I was kidding. At the Onik Shabbat, lots of well-intentioned people, friends, told me that it was society. It was the media. It was big money. It was bad parenting. Not that they're wrong, but that's not a plan. It's an excuse. A friend on the phone said to me, 7 months? While children are marching and action is being taken and people are dying, you're sitting on the sidelines? And in my most cynical moment, I admitted to him, yeah. I said, and I know that by Rosh Hashanah, nothing will really have changed, except that more children will have died. And in a moment of weakness, I said, brought me a compromise. Only Bob was looking for a solution, not a fight. Now, I'm probably blowing Bob's cover forever. He likes to be contrary and not known as a problem solver. And for those of you who don't know Bob, he is as conservative as I am liberal. And we don't agree on anything except horror movies. And that Jews have an obligation to be or l'goyim, a light to the nations. But Bob said last week, during one of the rough drafts that didn't make it, if you want, I may not agree with you, but I'll stand with you on the bema when you deliver that sermon. And I knew I had to be as brave as him. You see, we may not agree, but over 2.5 years we've come to respect each other. And if my friend Bob, the arch-conservative, and Rabbi Brian, the liberal New Yorker, can stand together and tell you that what is happening to our country and our children sucks, even if we don't agree on a solution, we agree on the need to talk respectfully, maybe there's some hope left for the country. Maybe in a time of great division and rage and demonization, maybe we have to rethink the role of a temple. There was a time when we preached about injustice, and the rabbi got on the bema in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and 2000s, and we preached about injustice. And the rabbi pounded his fist and invoked the prophets, and everyone felt guilty. The challenge is when you live in a society that lives in a 24/7 state of rage, when the media seems to exist to divide more than to educate, when our leadership has decided that breaking down and destroying others is more important for political survival, that healing and repairing the country are less important, then maybe dialogue, conversation, and compromise are the most radical and subversive acts of all. This is not a sermon about the media or how we speak to one another. This is not a sermon about ID codes on guns or safety locks or fingerprint scanners, although it could be. This is not a sermon about mental illness or the breakdown of the family, although it could be. This is not a sermon about Donald Trump or Nancy Pelosi, although it could be. This is a sermon about us in this room, in this city. This is a sermon about whether we deserve to exist as a religious institution in America in 2018. This is a sermon about what people will say about us in 50 years when they read about this moment in time. This depends on us and no one else. Can we act like a house of God? Can we come together to have a thoughtful conversation with one another? Can we listen to one another? Can we come up with one response as a congregation? Can we show our children we're capable of that? I'm not proposing my solution. I'm proposing we find our solution. I am proposing that after the election, we have a series of meetings in this congregation. These will be after the election so as to avoid the excuses and the passions and the partisanships and the excesses that are a part of our never-ending election cycle and constantly get in the way of progress and solutions. There will be rules. We will respect each other. We will not demonize each other. We will not be able to instantly disregard ideas from people with different views. That doesn't mean we'll agree either or sing kumbaya. But we will come up with a plan we can live with. Now, it won't be perfect, but compromise never is. But finally, and most importantly, if you can't see your fellow temple member as created B'Tselem Elohim in the same image of God as you, then you shouldn't come. But remember, if you don't come, you don't get to complain. You don't get to critique. I'm not going to listen. You don't get to say, we did it all wrong. Because a lot of us will have blood, sweat, and tears to look our kids in the eye and said, we did something. Unless you think this is the rabbi's liberal hidden agenda, first off, Bob won't let me do that. What I believe personally about guns might scare the heck out of some of you, but this isn't about my solution. This isn't about what I say at TV late at night. This is about meetings. This is about us. This is about a series of temple meetings. And Bob Archenhold's going to be at least one of them. And our member and constable, John Siegel, told me that he'd be one of them. And Representative Craig Goldman will be there not only as a representative, but as a Jew and a member of this temple. And he'll be at one of them. And we don't always agree. Will it change the world? Maybe not. Will it save one life? It might. Most importantly, in a country filled with people who've decided they can't rationally converse on the most important threat facing our nation, if the people of Beth-El, Fort Worth, Texas, can come up with some response to the question of gun violence. We may not love it. It may not be my response. It may not be your best response. But it will be our response. And if a temple in Fort Worth can talk civilly about guns and violence, what excuse does the rest of the country have? Even if you don't believe you can solve it in any way, can you come here on a Sunday morning and look your children in the eye ever again? Can you go with them to school knowing that they could come home dead and live with the knowledge that you didn't do anything because you couldn't talk in a room with another member of this congregation? I can't. Not anymore. I can't be that kind of rabbi. I can't look in the mirror. I can't stand in the sanctuary in front of you on Kol Nidrei when another shooting takes place.
There's a blood-red circle on the cold, dark ground, and the rain is falling down. The ark door is thrown open, I can hear the organ song, but the congregation's gone. My city of ruins, my city of ruins. Now the sweet bells of mercy drift through the evening trees, young men on the corner like scattered leaves. The boarded up windows, the empty streets, while my brother's down on his knees. My city in ruins, my city in ruins. With these hands, with these hands, with these hands, with these hands, I pray, Lord. I pray for the strength, Lord. I pray for the faith, Lord. Come on, rise up. 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 Come on, rise up.
We turn to page 82. We come to Vidui, the special set of prayers that frame all of our Yom Kippur services, and we rise. For those of you who may not remember, it's been a year. Some of us choose to remember those sins, and while we have not, I hope, committed all of them, remember that Yom Kippur is communal. We pray as one. We pray together, and we will repeat. Eloheinu ve'elokei avotenu v'imotenu, ta'avo lefanecha tefilatenu v'yal tit'alem michinatenu, anachnu azei panim ukshe oref lomar lefanecha, Adonai Eloheinu ve'elokei avotenu v'imotenu, tzadikim anachnu v'lo chatanu. Havel anachnu chatanu. God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence. And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we have stumbled. We are arrogant, stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed and done wrong.
Ay, 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 Ashamnu, Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Gazalnu, Bidi Barnu Dofi, Bidi Barnu Dofi, Yai, 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 Hey Avinu, Evinu, V'yirshanu, V'yirshanu, Zadnu, Zadnu, Kamasnu, Kamasnu, Talfanu Shecher, Talfanu Sheker, ay, 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 Yad Zanura, Yad Nura, Kizavnu, Kizavnu, Latnu, Latnu, Maradnu, Maradnu, Niatnu, Niatnu, Sararnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Avinu, Pashanu, Pashanu, Tsararnu, Tsararnu, Kishinu Orif, Kishinu Orif, ay, 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 Rashanu, Rashanu, Shichatnu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Tiavnu, Titainu, Tainu, Titanu, Titanu, ya, 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 ya,
Please be seated. As we continue through the Vidui, you will notice we say Adonai, Adonai, the 13 attributes of God mentioned in the Torah when Moses comes to God and begs for forgiveness. We say those 3 times, not because we love the tune, but just like the Kol Nidrei, there is a belief that when someone comes to you 3 times and genuinely begs for forgiveness, you must forgive them. And so we follow that script. We reenact it before God. We continue on page 86 and then 87. In Hebrew and then in English. Feel free to join with me in English or in Hebrew if you like. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha bezadon uvishkaga. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha bedibor peh. The ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake,
and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha beimutz halev, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha betifsut peh.
The ways we have wronged you by hardening our hearts, and harm we have caused in your world through careless speech.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha bechachash uvchazav, al chet shechatanu lefanecha birchilut.
The ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, and harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha biflilut, al chet shechatanu lefanecha bezilzul horim umorim.
The ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'vidui peh, al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'honat rea.
The ways we have wronged you through insincere apologies, and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or neighbor.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'chozek yad, al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'masa uvmatan.
The ways we have wronged you through violence and abuse, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business.
V'al kulam Eloha slichot salach lanu mechal lanu kaper lanu.
For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
Ve'al kulam Elo slichot salach lanu mechal lanu Val kulam nera slichot slach lanu mechal lanu slach lanu mechal lanu kaper lanu.
Page 88 and then 90. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha begalui uvasater, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha bifrikat ol.
The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we have caused in your world by losing self-control.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha begilui arayot, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'ma'achal uvmishteh.
The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha beyetzer hara, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'nesech uvmarbit.
The ways we have wronged you by giving in to our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through greed and exploitation.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha bilazon, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha bintiyat garon.
The ways we have wronged you through cynicism and scorn, and harm we have caused in your world through arrogant behavior.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'sinat chinam, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'tumat shefatayim.
The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha bilshon hara, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'tzarut ayin.
The way we have wronged
slanderous tongue.
and harm we have caused in your world through a selfish or petty spirit.
V'al kulam Eloha slichot, salach lanu, michal lanu, kaper lanu. For all these failures
of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
Ve'al kulam Elo slichot. Al kulam Elo slichot. Slach lanu mechal lanu. Slach lanu mechal lanu.
Page 100, 3 times we turn to God. We use the words that Moses used after breaking the tablets in the desert, asking for a second chance. Some of you will recognize these words from our session on Musar with Philip Einson. Some of you will recognize this passage or will have a chance to study it tomorrow afternoon with my father. Some of you will just recognize it. El Rachum, page 100. Responsively. God of forgiveness, we come before you in need of compassion.
At Sinai you spoke the words that guide our lives to this day, but our ancestors lost faith in you, lost faith in their Redeemer.
With one voice they promised, we will do and obey, and yet stiff-necked they broke their word, adoring an idol of gold.
How wondrous your compassion in the face of their rebellion, your forgiveness in that moment of human weakness and doubt.
We too have broken our promises to you. We too worship the work of our own hands. We too make gods of gold, and we too forsake your word.
At Sinai you revealed 13 attributes of mercy. These aspects of your nature, your very essence, we now recall.
Adonai, Adonai, Erachum Echanun, Erech Apayim, Terach Esed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed La'alachrim, Nose Adon Vafesha Vachata Menake.
Page 105, El Rachum, responsively, in all your ways be aware of God, for there is no sovereign without a people, Ein Melech below Am.
We are the chariots on which God's glory rides, for there is no sovereign without a people.
Let the love of God be spread through our deeds, for there is no sovereign without a people.
You are my servant, Israel.
I
will be glorified through you, for there is no sovereign without a people.
Where is God? Anywhere we let God in, for there is no sovereign without a people. Ein Melech below Am.
Eternal God, you revealed to Moses your 13 attributes of mercy. They exist in the world through our awareness. They transform the world through our actions. We speak them now as a prayer.
Adonai, Adonai, erachum bechanun, erech ha'chayim, v'rav chesed ve'emet, notzer chesed la'alaflim, nosei avon v'fesha, v'chata'a v'nakeh.
We turn to page 107. We rise before the open ark. Anu aze panim va'ata rachum v'chanum. Responsively, we are insolent, but you are compassionate and gracious.
We are stubborn and stiff-necked, but you are slow to anger.
We persist in doing wrong, but you are the essence of mercy.
Our days are a shadow passing by, but you are existence itself. Your years never ending.
Adonai, Adonai, erachum bechanun, erech ha'chayim, v'rav chesed ve'emet, notzer chesed la'alafim, nosei avon v'fesha,
Page 113. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Some of us have cancer. Some have lost strength of body. Some have lost memory and speech. Some of us are in pain. Some can't find work. Some of us bear the marks of human cruelty inside where the scars don't show. Some live with depression. Some battle addiction. Many feel alone. Some have known shattered marriages, trust betrayed, hopes destroyed. Some of us have lost the ones we love far too soon. Some have lost a child. All of us have seen suffering in our midst. All of us know the ravages of war for which there are no words. Together.
Avinu Malkeinu, why? Avinu Malkeinu, are you there? Do you care? Avinu Malkeinu, hear our pain, hear our anger, hear our grief. Avinu Malkeinu, here is our prayer. Give us the strength to go on. Give us reasons to get up each day. Give us purpose and persistence. Help us to fend off fear and to hold on to hope. Help us to be kind. Don't make us bow or grovel for your favor. Give us dignity and give us courage.
Avinu Malkeinu, show us the way to a year of goodness. Renew our belief that the world can be better. Restore our faith in life. Restore our faith in you.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Kamol aleinu. Ve'olat leinu ve'tapenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Kol Nidrei, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kodveinu, Besefer Chaim Tovim, Avinu Malkeinu, Kodesh Aleinu, Kodesh Aleinu, Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, Malkeinu, Kadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu, Shema Koleinu.
Together, Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and on our families. Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger. Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror. Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived. Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us the year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings. Avinu Malkeinu, let our eyes behold the dawn of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu, we pray, do not turn away from you with nothing.
Avinu Malkeinu, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it. Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name. Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake, if not for ours.
Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are sovereign. Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, treat us with tender compassion. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu, ki en banu masim, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu.
Page 117, we continue with Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach, le'adon hakol, latet gedula le'yotzer bereshit. Shehu notei shamayim ve'yosef בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו מגוהם מרומים ואלוהינו אין עוד ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 119. We join together on this night of Yom Kippur, this Day of Atonement. Some of us broken, some of us still reeling from loss, but together even in our loneliness, we turn to page 122. We think of all we have lost. We join together, for we affirm life even in our tears. Yitgadal v'yitgada shemei Rabbi. Bialma divrach gerute v'yamlich malchute. V'chai echon uvyom echon uv'chai dechol beit Yisrael. B'agalal v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'lamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yital shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiram b'yamal v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemai, v'chayim alinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromam, hu yaseh shalom, alinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru. May the source of peace bring peace to all who are broken, healing to all who are in loss, speedily. And we say,
Amen.
Please be seated. We turn to page 124. The words of this psalm spoken at the High Holy Days. We ask that we can dwell in the house of God. Call up our president just to say hello and bring holiday greetings, and we conclude. I do want to welcome all of our visitors. I know I saw some from TCU and TCC, not to mention those who are home from break. We're glad you're here. You're welcome anytime, any service. For all of our visitors, we will be here from 10 to 6 tomorrow. The schedule you got as you came in. join us at any point. There's no judgment here on Judgment Day. Even if you miss half the day, come back at 6 o'clock to break the fast. Look to the schedule inside. Thank you to our wonderful accompanists and music and band and music and everything. And to all of you, Jeff Cates, our president.
Rabbi has already thanked our wonderful choir and associated musicians, strings, percussion, I don't even know what they have over there, and at least 9 wonderful voices. 10, let me count. I was talking about Howard Bellett, our president-elect. That's why we elected him. On behalf of the board of directors, I want to bring all of you holiday greetings. We hope that you will come back tomorrow. Because it is Yom Kippur, perhaps announcements are not appropriate, but I just have a couple of observations to make. First of all, I know many of you will be saddened, but there will be no oneg tonight. There'll be no guacamole, nothing of the sort. However, and there'll be nothing at lunchtime tomorrow. However, there will be opportunities to avail yourself on this holy of holiest days on Yom Kippur for contemplation, for reflection. I do especially want to tell you that we have 2 wonderful exhibits for you to look at. One is in the boardroom where our congregant, a gifted, I'm not sure photographer does her justice, Julie's Lazarus, she makes and yet enhances and somehow brings this sense of wonderfulness to photos that she has in the boardroom. They are photos that she has taken of some of the traditional Jewish pieces that you would find in Amsterdam, in Venice, and in Vienna. I urge all of you to take a look at those. And also, in this part of the building here, our archivist, Hollis Weiner, has put together with her committee a wonderful exhibit as we've gone from the old world to the new. We have a wonderful display of the more modern day exodus from both the Soviet Union and South Africa. So I think it's very important that if you feel that the mood strikes you and it will enhance your day of contemplation, of worship, of seeking to find holiness, that you share in these gifts that our other congregates have given us. I finally want to make 2 other observations. I want to thank you, Rabbi, for your thoughtful words that were very thought-provoking. I know that one of the other things that we could do, isn't Maimonides one of our greatest scholars, Rabbi? And his greatest word is Guide to the Perplexed. Well, we have in our library, in our newly reconstituted library, under the guidance of the ever-dedicated Margie Zentner, we have books for you to contemplate, thinking about, reading about. In there you will find the more updated version of Maimonides' greatest work, Guide to the Verblunchen. And last, and this is the last observation I have to make, tonight it was my pleasure to sit on the bima with a couple of generations of folks. Billy Rosenthal, his son Ben. And Billy told me this evening, he said, you know, this is really kind of a wonderful event for us because today is the birthday. And I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but I think she's 39 and holding. It is Roz Rosenthal's, one of our most dedicated congregants. So when you have a chance, don't crush her in the evening as we leave. But Roz, on behalf of the board, on behalf of the congregation, we wish you happy birthday. You're welcome. I look forward to seeing all of you, or most of you, tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone on the Bema. Thank you all for being here. I know that Rosh Hashanah was much peppier It's Yom Kippur, I know. So I think a bunch of you dragged your friends and said, wait till you catch this peppy service, and they're wondering about you now. It's Yom Kippur, but I promise you over the course of the day tomorrow, we'll have different tunes from different eras and different experiences as we join in our day together. And of course, as we did last year, a chance to light Yizkor candles at 4 o'clock. Thank you for being with us. Drive home safely and an easy fast, and we will see you tomorrow. I don't know.